The first year that we measured an entire year using SADI was 2018. And at that point, the average Henry County REMC member spent 310 minutes without power. So if you fast forward to today, we have seen consistent improvement. And in 2024, the last full year that we had to measure, we went from 310 in 2018 all the way down to 109 minutes in 2024. So extreme improvement.
Wow.
Almost 33%. And we're very proud of that. And we're not resting on our laurels by any means. We think we can do better, and we're continuing the work every day.
Welcome to the Power Hour, the official podcast of Henry County REMC. Our cooperative proudly brings reliable, safe electricity to Henry and parts of Fayette, Rush, Hancock, Delaware, Madison, Randolph, and Wayne counties. We're more than just an electric co-op. We're a community-driven force, powered by the people we serve. People like you. Welcome back to the Power Hour, the official new podcast of Henry County REMC. I'm your host, Andrea Melton, and I'm very excited to have with me today for this episode our Chief Operating Officer, Adam Warwas. Adam, thank you so much for joining me today for this recording of the podcast.
Hi, Andrea. Thank you.
I would like to start off today really by just getting to know you a little bit. I would like for you to tell our listeners just a bit about your background and what brought you to Henry County REMC.
You bet. So I started my cooperative career with Copper Valley Electric in Valdez, Alaska. I was with them for 5 years. I was a staking engineer before my family decided to move back to closer to where both my wife and I are from originally. And so we moved to Ohio, and I worked for a cooperative there as well, Hancock Wood Electric, where I met the future CEO of Henry County REMC, Shannon Tome. And we stayed in touch, and after 4 years at Hancock Wood, we decided to make a move again and call Newcastle home, which is where we've been for the last almost 9 years now.
Awesome. So, Adam, you've been here at HCREMC for almost 9 years. That's incredible. And I know we're lucky to have you. Could you tell me, what is one thing people might be surprised to learn about your role or your day-to-day as the COO?
Yeah, I think one thing that catches people that I know by surprise is just how much the little things can be a priority. We can have a huge transmission outage that impacts multiple substations, and that obviously creates work and stress, but then also just maybe someone's upset over a rose bush in their yard, and that seems insignificant when you're talking about these issues at work, but that can end up being like the highest priority for the day is taking care of that member and their very specific complaint. So it's just a wide range of tasks, and you never know quite what you're going to get on a daily basis when you're walking into work.
Absolutely. Very insightful. I could see that. You do never know what you're going to get when you come in. So from the outside perspective, operations might seem like it's all about infrastructure, logistics, but I know that there's a very strong strategic side. What would you say has been your guiding vision for operations since you first stepped into your role?
Yeah, you bet. I think if I am lucky enough to have a legacy here whenever it is that I leave Henry County REMC, I hope that I have elevated the conversation around reliability. And the members, especially here in recent years, even in my career, the expectations of your electric utility has changed. And a lot more of that focus has gone to reliability. And we have done a lot of work in the last 8-9 years to increase reliability here within our service territory and for the communities that we serve. And I would like to think that, like I said, that I've elevated that conversation and that we have taken a very strategic approach to improving reliability across our system.
For sure. And I do know that I haven't been here long myself, but I have heard and learned a lot about improvements that have been made over the years in reliability. So to start leading into that conversation, when you first came on board at Henry County REMC, what were some of the challenges that you noticed right away that needed to be improved?
Sure, definitely. When I became management here, the phone really did not stop ringing because of members that had reliability concerns and complaints. And that became the guidance that I needed. We are a co-op, so we listen to the members, and very quickly it became obvious that that was the number one priority that needed to be tackled, that we were not meeting expectations. Those expectations were not measured, success was not measured, and failure was not measured from a reliability standpoint. So that was really the top priority right off the bat, was coming up with a means of measuring success, measuring failure out on the system, and giving ourselves benchmarks and goals that we can meet from a reliability standpoint, and kind of figuring out where we were and where we wanted to be.
For sure. And I know our industry on a whole has their own system of measurement when it comes to reliability of electric cooperatives across the country. You and your team have made huge improvements in that reliability. For our listeners who may not be familiar, can you talk about SAIDI and SAFE scores and what they are and why they matter for our members?
Yeah, these are indices that the industry as a whole in the United States use to measure reliability. And SAIDI is basically the average number of minutes that one of our members has spent without power throughout the year. So we look at three sides of a triangle, if you will, and the SAIDI score is the triangle, but it's got three sides. One side is obviously the number of outages you have. The second side is using strategic points and loops and switching to make sure that when you do have an outage, you're minimizing the impact. So there's an outage that impacts 2,000 people. Is there a way that we could have done better so it only impacts 20 people? And we are constantly looking at ways to improve that. So when there is a problem, we minimize who it's impacting. And the third side of the triangle we look at is when there is a problem and we have people out, how long does it take us to respond and restore and get people taken care of as quickly and safely as possible?
Can you walk us through a little bit maybe where those numbers were when you started here at Henry County REMC and where those numbers are today in comparison?
Yeah, we look at a lot of numbers, but SAIDI is kind of that top metric that we use to measure success. And the first year that we measured an entire year using SAIDI was 2018. And at that point, the average Henry County REMC member spent 310 minutes without power. So if you fast forward to today, we have seen consistent improvement. And in 2024, the last full year that we had to measure, we went from 310 in 2018 all the way down to 109 minutes in 2024. So extreme improvement.
Wow.
Almost 33%. And we're very proud of that. And we're not resting on our laurels by any means. We think we can do better, and we're continuing the work every day. Not just restoring outages, but being out there proactively doing maintenance, doing construction projects, and making sure that we're as prepared as we can be for when the next storm rolls through.
Those numbers are vastly different, and that kind of improvement does not happen by accident. What have been some of the key decisions or strategies that have made the biggest impact on the improvement in those numbers?
Yeah, we've changed our on-call processes to be more efficient, to make sure that the crews are well outfitted. We've developed a lot of our personnel that are on the crews. We started out very young with a lot of apprentices, and this October, our last 3 apprentices are going to graduate, and we're going to have all journeyman linemen in our crew room, which is fantastic. So personnel plays a big part of it. And we have a wonderful, wonderful crew here that cares a lot about taking care of our membership. We've implemented a lot of technology. Our metering system talks in real time back to our dispatch center, and those meters send data back. So when there is a problem, we call it outage management system, makes a prediction of where that problem is. We know which device has operated that the guys need to get the trucks rolling to. So basically what used to take many minutes and maybe even longer is now done within 5 minutes, we know where we need to go and have an exact pole number that we need to get to as soon as possible. So a lot of technology, again, personnel, couldn't ask for a better group. And they keep getting better every day. We focus on training and knowing our system, and then really just reinvesting back into the system. And hats off to our board of directors for making those investments in vegetation management, reconductoring, and building in loops where needed, and putting up the devices needed to be able to not only prevent outages but restore them quicker.
Very good. I know it takes everybody across the company, from the board, down to all the employees working together for this kind of improvement to happen. I've heard a lot about replacing copper. What kind of challenges come with those upgrades, and what benefits have we seen from that initiative?
Sure. Yeah. There are trouble conductors out there on the system, on every system, really. This isn't an issue unique to Henry County by any means, but old copper wire, it used to be the standard, but it does get brittle. It does break. There are safety rules that don't allow our crews to do certain work on the lines when it's energized, which can make restoring power a lengthier process when that's the conductor that you're dealing with. The capacity needs increase so that we can not just provide the load that's normally on that line, but also use it to provide a back feed when there's a problem elsewhere. So that's part of what I mean when I say build in loops, is making sure that the capacity of our lines is not only meeting the needs of that day, but looking at contingencies and what other capacity might be needed to get somebody else re-energized on the line while repairs are being made. So replacing that copper has been a huge priority from the board of directors on down for years now. And we've made a lot of headway, and our system is in a lot better shape because of it.
Awesome. I know your team has also implemented an aggressive tree maintenance program. Can you share with people, how does that tie in to system reliability?
Yeah, trees are absolutely public enemy number one here in Henry County when it comes to reliability of electric service. We have had an epidemic of dead ash trees across the territory that has plagued reliability for all of Indiana and more, but we certainly were not spared from that. So there's been a big need to identify hazard trees and remove them, take them down. And then some catch-up needed to be done in terms of getting on a cycle of vegetation management, being aggressive enough to handle it. A lot of fiber has been going on our poles, and that can increase the need for vegetation management because a lot of those fiber facilities are not very forgiving when a tree hits it. And it's more likely to break off poles when you have more conductors up in the air, and those fiber strands and the messengers that they're installed on, like I said, they're just not very forgiving when it comes to pole strength.
Yeah.
And so vegetation management is paramount. Even if you have some really, really bad power lines that have not been well maintained, a lot of problems can be prevented if you have a good vegetation program. And we've really done a good job of getting on a 6-year cycle, being more aggressive, investing where it's needed, using technology to our advantage there as well, and making big strides. And that's showing up in our numbers in a big way.
Absolutely, it is. Adam, how do you balance the long-term infrastructure work with the day-to-day reliability? How do you do it all?
Yeah, when we get together as a group, we try to, as best as possible, make sure that the right hand knows what the left is doing. And we get together as a group, and we try to make sure that those folks in our organization where the short term is paramount to them that day also have an understanding for what the long-term goal is. So one specific example might be when our right-of-way coordinator is out there trying to get a tree removed, and he doesn't know that, hey, next year we're actually going to underground this whole subdivision, then that can be problematic and inefficient. So we do try to make sure we get all the right people together on a regular basis and make sure that those that have a short-term goal in mind understand what the long-term vision is so that we can focus our efforts in the appropriate place.
Very good. That makes sense. What would you say it has meant for you to work with this operations team at Henry County REMC, and any moments or milestones that you are especially proud of?
Yes. So first of all, I have a wonderful team, and we cannot have the successes that we do have without the team that's around us. Our line superintendent, our right-of-way coordinator, our planning coordinator, our dispatchers, our GIS specialists, our warehousemen that make sure we have the material we need to do our jobs. We really all have a cohesive unit right now and continue to learn more. And they honestly, they make me look good. And I'm thrilled to have each and every one of them. They bring very valuable skills to the table and place taking care of the membership as the highest priority. As far as milestones go, I really, really hate storms. I don't like outages. I don't like when we have a single meter out on the system, but storms are my favorite time to witness our team working together because they're all rowing in the same direction and everybody has a common goal, and you see a lot of care and a lot of concern for each other and for the membership. And that's when you really see this team come together and do their best work, is when our backs are against the wall and we have to step up, and everybody does. And it's pretty cool to be able to be in my position and witness that happen.
Awesome. When you look ahead to the future of operations at our cooperative, what are you most excited about?
I think there's a lot of exciting technology on the horizon in our industry, a lot of opportunity to do things that we don't even realize are an option yet. And there's new technology coming across every day, and you have limited resources. You don't want to jump on everything. You want to make sure everything's very vetted. But there's some very exciting technology options out there that, as they come to fruition, could present opportunity for the organization to positively impact rates, to be proactive instead of reactive when it comes to reliability. There's some sensor technology out there that we're looking at right now that allows us to basically identify and fix a problem before a member even realizes there is a problem. And that's kind of the holy grail, if you will,
Yeah,
in
that's
terms
pretty
of
cool.
reliability. Yeah, if some of that stuff can come to fruition and allow us to do a better job, then we absolutely want to take a look at that. And I think there's a lot of exciting things on the horizon when it comes to reliability.
Very cool. It'll be neat to see what all happens with that technology in the coming years, for sure. Adam, if you could share one takeaway with the members who are listening about the work that happens behind the scenes to keep the lights on, what would that be?
Yeah, I think there's when I talk to people out in the community, I think there's a perspective that maybe we come in the morning and hang out until there's a problem and that we're reactive. But our team, our group, whether it's field personnel or office personnel, they really pour their hearts and souls into it every day. And we have work lined up every day aimed at taking care of the members. And we work every day to make improvements to the system, to inspect the system, to do maintenance on the system. This is not a position where you hang out until there's a problem that needs fixed. All the personnel that we have are out there every day trying to take care of the memberships in some fashion. And we have 13 crew members and 1,200 miles of line. We can't be everywhere all at once, but they do a phenomenal job, and each and every day has a schedule of work planned that is aimed at taking care of the membership.
Awesome. Adam, this has been a great conversation. So much insight, great information there. Before we go, any final thoughts that you would want to share for the folks tuning in to the Power Hour?
I would like to mention for our folks that are in the Fayette County area I think it's very exciting. We mentioned milestones earlier, but I didn't mention this. But we have successfully advocated through Hoosier Energy to replace the Harrisburg substation. And everyone in that area should have received a letter. And we are very excited to announce that a new substation is going to be built. The old Harrisburg substation is fed by a radial line, which means it has no backup. It is a less reliable line than the new transmission feed is going to be. It's going to have a lot more capacity to it, and it's going to provide an area of our system that has not had very reliable service with much improved service. And it's going to take them some time to get that substation built, and we are doing some projects of our own to be ready for it when it is built. But we're very excited to bring more reliable service to that area.
Yes, absolutely. I know we were excited to get that letter out, and everybody here at Henry County REMC is looking forward to that new substation. And so thank you for sharing that. I hope the members are too, and realize just how much of an improvement that is going to be for the folks in that area.
Yes, I'm very excited about it.
Well, Adam, I know you're super busy keeping the lights on. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us on the Power Hour today. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
All right. Thank you, Andrew.
Now it's time for your REMC wrap-up. Don't miss Henry County REMC's annual Meet the Candidates event. It is happening Thursday, May 22nd from 4 to 7 p.m. right here at our REMC headquarters. While there are no contested races on the ballot this year, this is a great opportunity to meet with your board of directors, ask questions, and learn more about how your co-op works for you. We have been working really hard to make this year's event bigger, better, and even more family-friendly. So bring the family, let the kids enjoy games, a bounce house, bucket truck rides, and even a chance to win a brand new kid's bicycle. Members can stroll through a variety of informational booths highlighting co-op programs like capital credits, rebates, Operation Roundup, our youth program opportunities, and also energy efficiency information that can help you save on your monthly bills. We are also very excited to be offering a free hot dog meal provided by the amazing Weenie World of Newcastle. We have lots of prize giveaways, including bill credits, an electric weed eater, and an electric fillet knife. And also, every attending member will receive a $5 bill credit and a special gift. It's just one of the ways we like to say thank you for being such a valuable part of our cooperative family. So whether you're there to ask a question, win a prize, or just let the kids burn off some energy while you learn more about your electric cooperative, we do hope that you will join us. That's Meet the Candidates. It's Thursday, May 22nd from 4 to 7 p.m. right here at Henry County REMC. High school age students have until May 25th to apply for our summer cooperative camp. Do you know a student interested in hands-on learning, skilled trades, and possibly career opportunities in the utility or cooperative industries? This is a week-long camp that takes place June 23rd through June 27th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day. The camp introduces students to the many career paths available in the cooperative and utility sectors. Whether it be in the warehouse or out on the power lines or in the front office, they will gain hands-on experience working right alongside co-op employees and industry professionals while exploring real-world skills that can lead to very rewarding careers. So visit hcremc.com, click on the Community tab, and then Youth Programs to find more information and the application for Summer Cooperative Camp. That wraps up this episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us for the Power Hour with Henry County REMC, where we don't just provide power, we empower.